season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow.
Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 496 Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, as a lot of you will know, I usually put recent games on that might have been played in the last couple of weeks. Well, this game was played over a year ago. And I thought that would add a little bit more interest to it. And also, I know a lot of veterans that watch our battles find the army builds a bit boring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the army builds as quick as I can. It's just so that newer players for Rome Total War have got a basic idea of what armies they'd like to build if they play 31k. But I understand that obviously the veterans have got their armies, they know what they're going to build, so they'd find that a bit boring. Okay, this is fought on one of my favourite maps, the Germanic Forest map, with its big open plains if you want to fight out in the open, or if you want to bring barbarian troops for the woods and winter bonus, and you can plan those nasty ambushes with your hidden troops in the woods there. Okay, right, our first teammate is Wolves Cappy. A lot of you know Cappy, very good player, and as I say, Cappy is now in a Brotherhood, but he was in the Wolves clan over a year ago, and he's been in the Wolves clan for a long time. But as I say, he's now joined the Brotherhood, and Wolves Cappy there has got 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so Cappy's got 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is it's Lee, RTW player Lee, or Brotherhood member Lee, who is in fact Brotherhood member Conan. And Lee has got 5 infantry, 2 Triarii, 7 archers, and 5 cavalry. Quick look at his army build here. Can you see that he's got an eagle unit here? Okay, that's to give give morale to his infantry. Okay, but remember that he's only got 5 infantry and 2 Triarii. Okay, so he's got his eagle unit there to give morale to them, because he's obviously got the old school armoured cavalry general, which he'll use around the battlefield, giving his own cavalry morale, and he can move them around the battlefield then without worrying about morale for his troops, as he's got a command unit there to give morale to his troops. And here is a very little used unit, and this is the Triarii unit. If you notice, it is fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. This is Rome's anti-cavalry, kind of anti-chariot unit here, but to be honest with you, they're not really good. I've seen them fully upgraded get hit by cavalry head on and they still rout. So it'll be interesting to see how well Lee uses these 2 Triarii units. But as I say, he's only got 5 heavy infantry and these 2 Triarii units. So small amount of infantry. We'll just have to see how well he does. He usually brings serious cavalry, so it'll be interesting to see what the upgrades are on his cavalry. Let's have a quick look. Okay, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So that is, make no mistake, that is a custom built army for this battle. But only that small amount of infantry, let's have to see. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks. Now Steve's got 6 archers, 8 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And oh my gosh, that's a fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry unit there. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And he's got another one there with 8 upgrades on. So he's got highly upgraded cavalry. Now, will that make a difference, especially towards the end of the battle? We'll just have to wait and see. So that's an interesting army build there. Be interesting to see how well he uses them there, but with only 8 infantry. Again, a small amount of infantry. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got his very old Greek cities army of 14 Spartans and 5 of the cheap short-range archers there. Okay, so there's our team. This should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have brother member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 13 pikes, an armoured cavalry general unit, 2 cataphracts, and 3 chariots. Okay, so he already got his 2 cataphracts and he's got his 3 chariots. And just a quick chat about these chariots. Remember, these are double-edged swords. They bring a massive fear factor and a big attacking specifications. Okay, but if they run amok, as we've seen in other battle videos, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike because they kill both friend and foe alike. And when they run amok, they seem to be even stronger than in normal mode. So that's an interesting Seleucid army build there by Aurelius. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Bark. Now Bark has got 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, 10 infantry, 4 archers and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And oh yes, serious cavalry as he always brings there. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So that's a pretty good balanced Roman army there. Their next teammate is a Brotherhood member who's called himself General Kenobi, but is in fact Brotherhood member Uther. And Uther's got 12 infantry, 1 peasant unit and 6 cavalry. Okay, so 12 infantry, 1 peasant unit, 6 cavalry. If you notice here, he incorporates a peasant unit into his pilot shield unit. Remember, peasant units haven't got much morale, but as long as they stand their ground, they'll soak up pilers as good as any other expensive unit. Just look at this old-fashioned battle formation here. It doesn't look a lot, does it? But this is a tried and tested battle-hardened formation. I've seen cavalry charges smash into the middle of that infantry unit there, and that group of infantry there soak up and absorb the cavalry charge while he brings those infantry units on the side round the flank of the attacking cavalry. This is, make no mistake here, this is a really tried, tested, and as I say, battle-hardened formation there. Doesn't look a lot, but it's a tried and tested one. He's got his cavalry hiding in the woods that have got 8 upgrades on. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so he's got some serious cavalry there. Let's go and see if we can hunt down their other ally in the woods, if we can see them in amongst the trees. Ah, there we go. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Mars. Now, Mars has got 5 archers, 10 pikes, and 5 cavalry. Okay, 5 archers, 10 pikes, and 5 cavalry. And Mars is usually very good with Macedon, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does there. Okay, so there's the enemy team. It's got the potential to be a great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought I'd highlight the shortage of infantry on our team there. Steve with 8 infantry, and Lee there, or Conan there, with only 5 heavy infantry, and of course 2 Triarii units he's got hiding in the woods. But make no mistake here, we are heavily outnumbered in infantry, and it'll be interesting to see if that really makes a difference, especially towards the end of the battle. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Steve and Lee's archers there. Can you see they got them all lined up there? Now, the reason they've bought these custom-built armies here is because they're targeting the Seleucids and Macedon. Now, remember those big 120-man units of Seleucid and the big 120-man units of Macedon are extremely susceptible to missile damage. So that's why Lee and Steve have bought so many archers here, because they really want to weaken those Macedonian and Seleucid 120-man units before we actually get into combat. So that's why they've bought those units. Okay, so at this stage of the battle, you can see, I just wanted to show you something here. Can you see that Aurelius is quietly moving his chariot units into the woods around our flank? Notice how he's moving them very slowly, like we said before. You know, if you move something slowly, you might not notice that, whereas if you move something fast, it might catch the corner of your eye. So he's moving those chariot units very slowly around our flank. Now that could be quite an important move there. We'll just have to see as the battle unfolds here, but you can see I think it's Steve's archers here now. They're in close tight formation for more impact and do more damage, and I think they're targeting the some of the Brutii archers there. But as you can see here, both Uther and Barclayman there are moving their Brutii armies forward. Now we know Uther can be very aggressive when he wants to be, and here you can see him moving his Brutii army towards Steve's army here. Okay, he's probably seen that Steve has only got 8 infantry, and all he's got is like a screen of archers in front of him here and his cavalry, so that's why he's moving forward. Steve's going to have to move his archers back there from that particular position. Okay, you can see, as I say, the Macedonians and Seleucids are staying at the back there, out of archer range. As I say, Steve here, best to move his archers back, because if they get hit, they will obviously rout there. You can see Conan there, Lee, moving his cavalry general, and bang, as he charges in there, harassing and haranguing with this armoured cavalry general, as we've seen them do loads in the past. As I say, Lee is actually Brotherhood member Conan, so you can see now that using the armoured cavalry general is exactly what he does very well. So there you can see the general setup of our armies there, and you can see both the enemy Brutii infantry moving towards us. As I say, what they'd like to do is kind of chase the archers back so that their Seleucid and Macedonian allies can get in closer without being kind of archered, if you see what I mean. Right, this is a nice move here by Leela, moving his cavalry general there, trying to take out those Macedonian archers. And bang! And he smashed into those archers. But of course, the Seleucid general, armoured cavalry general, is chasing down Lee's armoured cavalry general here, but Lee is still trying to take out those archers as much as he can. Now I know he's got some cavalry hidden in the woods there. He may well be trying to maybe attract that Seleucid armoured cavalry general into the woods there, where it might be an ambush with his cavalry. I don't know if that's what he's going to do, but you can see here him taking his general into the woods, and that armoured cavalry general chasing after him. Right, I can just see his cavalry appear in the woods there. They've just started to move. Once they move in the woods, of course, you can see them, but if they stand still, they're hidden in the woods, of course. You can see there's some Macedonian cavalry out there as well. Now, whether that Macedonian cavalry are going to attack Lee's Julii cavalry, we just have to wait and see. Looks like they probably are, and bang, as that Julii cavalry smashes into that Macedonian cavalry here. Okay, so we've got Macedonian cavalry against Julii cavalry here. Who do you think's probably going to win? I think the Roman Praetorian cavalry is usually superior to the Macedonian cavalry here, and you can see Lee bringing over, I think, a couple of his Triarii units, those 2 Triarii units. Let's pause again for a second here. So as you can see here, Lee's cavalry are fighting the Macedonian cavalry, but as you can see, Lee has brought over those 2 fully upgraded Triarii units here. Remember, that's Rome's anti-cavalry infantry. You don't see them much on 31k battlefield because, to be honest, they're not brilliant. And here you can see Aurelius bringing in his chariots. Okay, make no mistake here, with a big fear factor and the big attacking specifications. Look, they're going to charge into the rear of Lee's attacking cavalry. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see if Lee can hold there. Meanwhile, back at the main battle route here, ground here, you can see that, as I say, Uther's advanced here towards Steve. You've got Barclayman there facing the SBQR and Lee's infantry. But if you notice here at the back, can you see the Seleucids and the Macedonians have kind of integrated, have kind of merged their armies. Now what I'm thinking is I wonder if all those pikemen there are going to move forward en masse to try and take on my Greek cities. And that would be a heck of a challenge for short-speared Greek cities against all those pikemen. So whether they're going to do that or not, I don't know. But meanwhile, over here on our right flank, you can see the Macedonians here fighting our Julii ally and those Seleucid chariots charging in. Now, whether the enemy Brutii and those Seleucid cataphracts are going to come over to join in the fray, we'll just have to wait and see. But as I say, at the moment, those Seleucid chariots are just about to hit into the rear of Lee's engaged troops there. And there you go, you can see those chariots going in, and bang, as they smash into the rear of Lee's engaged cavalry. Make no mistake, with the fear factor they bring and those big attacking specifications, they can do a lot of harm there. I see Cappy now bringing his SBQR cavalry over as well to help. I see the Seleucid general is fighting in there as well. There's another chariot unit coming in, and bang, as that smashes in to Lee's Julii cavalry and those Triarii units. Remember, those Triarii units with their spears have got a small anti-cavalry bonus and I think an anti-chariot bonus here as well. Right, you can see Bark has brought over his cavalry, and so is Uther's Brutii cavalry there. Two lots of Brutii cavalry here going into our SBQR allies cavalry, and bang, as they smash in there. That is going to be some kind of cavalry battle there. I can see that the Brutii cavalry outnumber Cappy's cavalry, but Cappy's wisely bringing infantry over as well. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so the chariot unit, one of his chariot units here, one of Aurelius' chariot unit is now run amok. So that will now kill both friend and foe alike. Okay, and become a menace on the battlefield. But you can see the Triarii here of Lee has done well here fighting the chariots. Okay, as I say, those Triarii really probably did help against those chariots. There, as I say, you don't see them often on the 31k battlefield, but in some kind of places here, especially maybe against chariots and stuff, they can be useful. But in general, you don't see them because actually they're not very good at 31k. But anyway, Lee did well there. And over here you can see, as I say, two lots of Brutii cavalry smashing into our SBQR cavalry and infantry there. As I say, Cappy's bringing over infantry there to assist his cavalry. My guess is that the Brutii generals will pull their cavalry back now, seeing that SBQR infantry coming into the fray. Is two Seleucid cataphracts smashing into those SBQR troops, and bang as they smash in there. But maybe the Seleucid generals should pull those cats back now, because my guess is they'll be routed otherwise by that SBQR infantry, and Lee has charged his cavalry in as well. And there you go, Seleucid cats have now been routed there. So you can see, as I say, it looks like Uther's being very aggressive here. Look at his charging his cavalry into that standing SBQR infantry, and bang, and it smashes in there. Very, very aggressive. You can see Barclayman bringing his cavalry over here. Looks like they've routed the Julii general, Lee's general there. Looks like he's been routed. But good move here for the enemy troops. They're pulling back those Brutii cavalry, because Steve's brought his well-upgraded cavalry over here as well. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So over here on our right flank, you can see Steve has brought cavalry over here to reinforce his allies against the enemy Brutii cavalry. Okay, so as I say, you can see the Macedonians now bringing his complete pike army over here to our right flank. Okay, moving over to the battlefield here, you can see that Lee is moving his infantry forward. You've got Barclayman there with his archer shooting there, but as I say, you can see the Macedonians moving over to that right flank of ours. And you can see Bark here is facing Steve's infantry, but you can see Bark has got an advantage there with the number of infantry he's got. Plus, you've got Julii archers probably targeting the Seleucid troops, and of course you've got Uther's Brutii army there as well. Okay, with the Seleucids backing them up. I've got my Greek cities army here. What I want to do is take on probably the Seleucid army there, or the Brutii army. Whichever one gets close, I will attack. Remember, choosing Greek cities, I've put my team in a cavalry disadvantage, so I've got to make up for that. And the way to make up for that is to be aggressive and use the Greek cities as good as I can. Okay, but over here on our right flank, as I say, you can see Steve charging his cavalry in there, his fresh cavalry. But you can also see the enemy Macedonian general bringing over those big 120-man long pikemen here as well over to this flank. Okay, now if you notice here, can you see Cappy is moving his infantry back there as our Macedonian general moves forward with his, as I say, long piked army there. Alright, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, the Macedonians are moving here over to engage Cappy and Lee's infantry. Okay, you can see Barclayman's cavalry looks like it's been caught there by SBQR and Julii troops, and probably could be routed there. And over here you can see that the Seleucid general there is moving his long piked pikemen towards my Greek cities. And you can see here now, I'm thinking Uther probably will run his army over to the other flank there to help his Macedonian ally. Okay, that's what I'm thinking Uther's going to do there at this stage of the battle. There you go. You can see he's moving his Brutio troops over to the other flank, but the Seleucid general here is moving forward here, looking like he wants to engage my Greek city units. And of course, I will oblige him because I've been just waiting for my chance here to get aggressive and attack the enemy troops. As I say, by putting my team in a cavalry disadvantage, the only way I can make up for that is to be aggressive and use the great attacking specifications of the Spartans to try and, as I say, make up for a cavalry deficit I've given my team. Okay, you can see, as I say, the Macedonian general there might even form up a defensive formation there, bearing in mind we got cavalry coming around his flank and infantry coming around his flank as well. But you can see here, Uther's arrived with his Brutio army, and bang, as he smashes into Lee's infantry there. Okay, so now you've got both Macedonian and Brutio armies over here on our right flank. Now, just like to show you here, as we talked about before, can you see the length of those Macedonian pikes? And don't forget, those Roman troops have got to fight all the way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. And as I say, that's quite a tall order for Roman troops to do that. Okay, they can throw their pilers in, but when it comes to hand fighting, they've got to fight, as I say, all the way down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. Okay, so that, as I say, that's quite a tall order there. You can see that both SBQR troops and Triarii troops are getting around maybe to hit the flank, and you've got cavalry in there ready to smash into the flank and rear of those Macedonians as well. So well done to Steve, Lee and Cappy. But over here you can see Uther's moved his troops over. You can see here Barclay Man here is facing Steve's units, and as I say, here I'm moving forward my Greek cities to engage those long piked silver shield pikemen there. Okay, but look at the length of those pikes. Okay, now remember, Spartans and Carthage have got short spears, so I've got to really press forward here to try and get down those pikes, as I say, like our Roman allies, to try and kill the pikemen on the other end. So I've got to really push my troops in there. Look at that solid Seleucid formation there, which I've got to try and break into. Okay, meanwhile over here you can see that Aurelius is using his cataphracts to take out Steve's archers. So that's a nice hit there by Aurelius there, because those archers were shooting in to his pikemen quite a lot. Okay, so as I say here, I'm going to move my Greek cities. You can see I'm moving my Greek cities army forward. My Spartans are now moving forward. I've already lost one unit. Can you see that one unit routed there? Because it probably suffered so many casualties from those long pikemen. But now you can see I'm really pressing home. I'm really trying to drive my Spartans down those Seleucid pikes to kill the man on the other end there. Meanwhile here you can see a couple of enemy Brutii troops charging into my flank. But if you notice here, good teamwork by Steve. He's got a Julii unit there to protect my rear against those Brutii infantry attacking my engaging troops. Okay, you can see Bart getting units round Steve's infantry units there, but Steve's got 3 units there to back up his forward units. Okay, meanwhile over here you can see Uther attacking Steve's cavalry with infantry. Now Steve needs to pull that Julii cavalry out. Yes, he's got good upgrades, but against that many infantry he will probably lose, so he needs to pull them back. Nice move there by Steve. As we thought, here you can see the Macedonian general has now put his formation into a defensive formation here, facing Cappy's SBQR troops. Okay, so you can see Cappy is really pressing in on the Macedonians there. But also, as I say, you've got Uther's Brutio troops here attacking Cappy's infantry over on that particular part of the battlefield, and Lee's infantry as well. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second to take stock. So as I say, I've got my archers there, and I will be targeting those big 120-man units. But as I say, you've got Uther attacking with his Brutii army here against some of Cappy's infantry and Lee's infantry there. Okay, and as I say, here you can see that Cappy here is attacking with his SBQR infantry against the Macedonians, and you've got Lee's 2 Triarii units he may well use a little bit later on. But here you can see Uther here trying to chase down those Julii cavalry with some infantry. That could be a big chase for him if he tries to chase those down. But as I say here, my Spartans here are making inroads into that Seleucid formation. As I say, I'm tapping on each unit there, moving forward. See that Seleucid cavalry, bang, straight into the rear of my engaged Greek city troops there. Nice hit there by the Seleucid general. Steve's moving his some Julii units over there to support the rear of my units against those Brutii enemies. See that Steve's cavalry, bang, as it charged into the Brutii general. Make no mistake there, Steve was going for that Brutii general. He's moving the infantry in there as well. Obviously, if he can take out the Brutii general, taking the morale bonus away from the Brutii army there. Right, you can see my Spartans there have routed a heck of a lot of those Seleucid long pikemen there. I'm now moving them up to try and finish off what's left of them. As I say, Steve's been a great support team player there, watching my rear with his units, and we've managed to rout all of the Seleucid pikemen now. So that's, make no mistake, that was a mean feat to be able to do that, fighting down those long pikes. Okay, so now what I need to do is up spears and run my army over to help my allies here against the Macedonians and Brutii troops. Okay, but make no mistake there, that was a fierce fight there against the Seleucids. And over here, as I say, Mars has now opened up his defensive formation into more of attacking formation. You can see Uther's got his Brutii troops on both flanks of his Macedonian ally here. He's brought them over there to attack the engaged SPQR troops of Capi. So that was a nice move there by Uther there, helping his Macedonian teammate out here. You can see one of the Triorio units has already been routed by Brutii infantry. Remember, those Triorio units are fully upgraded, but as I say, you don't see them much on the 31k battlefield because, to be honest, they're not a brilliant unit, even fully upgraded. Right, you can see Lee has massed his archers here. Okay, and you can see that they've run out of arrows because they've drawn their swords, and my guess is he's going to charge them straight into those Macedonians there as an added bit of impact there on that Macedonian line. But as you can see, some of Capi's SPQR units starting to rout, fighting the long pikes. They're trying to fight down those long pikes, kill the man on the other end. And as I say, Uther here, great support player as he always is, supporting his Macedonian ally there, attacking our Julii and SPQR ally. So that's what's happening there on our right flank. Okay, but as I say, I've upped spears now and I'm running over as fast as I can. We've got a couple of Brutii units in front of us here, but what I'm going to do is just run over them or run through them if I can, because I'm going to ignore them and just run over and try and help my allies on the other flank. Okay, so let's say you got the there you go, there's Lee's archers. Those 5 units there in close tight formation charging into the Macedonian battle line there. And there they go. That's a good impact there. Okay, that's the Brutii general. Looks like he's just been killed. But as I say, you can see here the Brutii and Macedonians here are working down the line against Capi and Lee's infantry here. Say Lee's got his archers there pushing forward against the Macedonians, but my guess is it won't be long till they're routed. As I say, even in alt attack, archers are only light infantry, so they will be routed there. As you can see, they're all being routed there by the Macedonians and Uther's infantry there. Right, you can see, as I say, I've upped spears. I'm running my Spartans over there. As soon as I come into contact with the enemy, I will down spears and then push in on them there. Okay, so we've now got the enemy Brutii troops there sandwiched, I think, between our Julii ally and my spears. But the Macedonians have just finished off a lot of our teammates there, and has now freed up all those Macedonian pikemen to come down and counter my Greek cities units there. Okay, so which way do you think this battle's going to go? All these Macedonian pikemen there against my Greek cities, plus you've got Uther's army there. You can see that our SPQR and Julii troops have been really battle depleted here. But which way do you think that this battle could go? Okay, it's going to be an interesting finish, and we'll be, and as I say, it'd be interesting to see which side wins here. My short-speared Spartans, as I say, I'm moving towards those Macedonians lines there. As I say, because I always got this in my mind, because I put my team in a cavalry disadvantage, I always try and make up for that by being aggressive and making the most of the attacking specifications of the Greek cities. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, moving deep, trying to move deep into those Macedonians. We've got Uther's Brutii troops here that can move around my flank and maybe attack my flank, but I'm thinking that Steve and Capi will probably counter that on that one flank there. But whether he brings troops around the other flank or not, I don't know. As I say, once again, look at the difference in pike and spear lengths here. Those Macedonian pikes are absolutely massively long against the short spears of my Spartans, so I have to be aggressive. I have to get in close to those Macedonians, press in close to make the most of my short spears. There's a Capi has got a unit in there as well. But as I say, I'm going to push in there with my Greek cities there, try and get close to those Macedonians to make the most of my short spears of my Spartans there. Okay, you can see me pushing in there against those Macedonians. Right, you can see Uther here using his Brutii army extremely well, coming around both flanks of my Greek cities there to maybe look to attack the flank of my engaged Greek cities here. But Steve has got his Julii troops there, and Capi's got his troops there as well to counter on that right flank there, stopping those Bruttii troops coming in round behind me. But as I say, you can see I'm making steady inroads into those Macedonians. I keep tapping on each unit, forward, 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 attack, attack there. And as I say, Steve here and Cappy attacking those Bruttii troops that have come around the flank to attack the rear and flank of my engaged troops. I'm still pushing forward into those Macedonian pikemen. Still pushing forward now. And we've managed to kill the Macedonian general there, and I think looks like we've mostly routed. I think there might be one Macedonian unit left that has just routed there. So now I'm going to change direction of attack and move towards the Bruttii general. Okay, so I'm changing, as I say, the forward movement of my troops, and I'm now moving sideways there now to attack the enemy Bruttii general. I want to take out the Bruttii general there if I can. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Now, if you look, you see Steve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Steve's still got 6 infantry units left. Cappy, I think, has got maybe 2 units left. Okay, there you go. So look, 5 men in that unit, 13 men in that unit there. I think he might, as I say, he might have about 3 units left. But all of Lee's army has been taken out. Okay, all Lee's army is gone. This is how this was a battle of attrition. The Macedonian archers all the way through the battle have been shooting into us as well. Make no mistake about that. They've been causing a lot of casualties. But as I say, this is a real battle of attrition here. And as you can see here, I'm now moving my Greek city units into the Bruttii units here. I would like to take out that Bruttii general if I could in a hammer and anvil attack. Can you see my Greeks moving forward and Steve and Cappy's units there being the anvil? Okay, and we've managed to take out the Bruttii infantry there. So I just like to say really well played to everybody in the game there. I just want to show you something over here. Now, you remember we talked about short spears against long pikes. Can you see this line of dead Spartans there? Okay, now that was when I first attacked the Seleucids. Now the length of their pikeslet killed those Spartans before I even got into hand-to-hand combat. Before I could even reach them with my short spears, that line of Spartans were killed, as I say, before I could even get close. The Spartans that are dead amongst the Seleucids, obviously that was where I got in close and were killing the Seleucids there. As you can see, they're Spartans lying amongst the Seleucid dead. But that line there was killed for nothing. All those troops there were killed. I didn't kill any Seleucids there, and that was because of the long pike damage they did to my Spartans before I could get into range with my short spears. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you that, so that if you were defensive with short spears and the Seleucid general comes up to you and makes the most of those long pikes, that's the type of damage he can do to you, and you can't reach his troops with your short spears. As I say, there's little battles all over the battlefield here. This is really spread out battlefield until you come up to this particular part, which is the most intense part of the battlefield. You can see by the amount of dead. But as you can see, there's lots of, as I say, little battles all over the battlefield there. There's Cappy there with his general, still got 36 men left in his with his general unit there. But and over here, look as well. Do you remember this is where I think it was Lee was fighting with his Julii cavalry and Triarii against Macedonians and chariots there, the Seleucid chariots there as well. You can see, so that was quite a big battle there. And you move over here. Another quite big battle there as well. So as I say, there's like little battles and big battles, if you like, all over the battlefield here. But it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle here. But you can see there by the amount of troops that we've got left, it was a real battle of attrition here. As I say, I thought Steve played a really good supporting role there. And there was lots of supporting moves by both teams all over the battlefield here. As I say, you just got Mars' Macedonian Cretan archers there shooting into us. And my guess is that he will admit defeat pretty soon there. As I say, at this stage of the battle, it's not worth carrying on fighting. The game's over. Let's get back in the lobby and host another game. That's what I always think at this stage of the battle. But as I say, this was a real battle of attrition here. And you can see our team's hardly got any troops left at all. My Greek cities did quite well there, I thought, against the Seleucids. But as I say, my guess is that as a Macedonian general will admit defeat. There you go, he's just admitted defeat there. So once again, just like to say, I thought it was a really good close battle there. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. It was some great moves by both teams there. Great supporting moves, great attacking moves. And as you can see, it was a close victory, as we thought it would be. It was pretty close as well, I think. So, as I say, well done to everybody in the game. Highest kills goes to that old Spartan army and formation of mine. So I was pleased with that. As I say, I like to bring an old school formation, see how well it does. But well done to Mars there. Got some good kills with Macedon. Well done to Uther as well. I think they got the second and third highest kills there. So well done to them. Second and third highest kills. So well done to the other team there. As I say, it's a pretty good battle. So well done to Brotherhood member Aurelius. I thought he did well with his Seleucid troops there. So well done to him. Well done to Bark. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did well, holding up Steve and charging into the rear of my engaged Greek cities. So well done to Bark as well. Did well. And well done to Uther, General Kenobi. Got some good kills. I noticed he was supporting all over the battlefield and being aggressive as well. And well done to Mars. So really well done, guys. Some great moves there, and really well played by all four of you. Well done to Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks. Got some good kills there. I thought he used his army extremely well. Well done to Lee. Probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did very well with his small army as well. So well done to Lee. And well done to Cappy. He got some good kills with his SBQR units as well. So once again, really well played to everybody in the game there. A quick look at Spartan kill statistics. Yeah, Spartans didn't do too bad. Kill rates. But what I wanted to look at here was the cheap short range archers. Look, they did quite good as well. I thought quite good kills there for cheap, as I say, short range archers instead of the expensive Cretan ones. So they did quite good. So Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this unusually good close battle, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.